Hey everyone, welcome to Wax Pack Wisdom. I'm Jake T. O'Donnell. Today is a very different kind of Wax Pack Wisdom episode. I think, as folks probably know, if you watch our channel, if you watch me, you know that I like to keep things positive around here. We like to celebrate the history of mostly baseball, but other sports. As you can see back here, we have a football sheet. So we like to celebrate the history of sports and through cards, through the cards that we love, through cards from all the way through the 1800s to now. But occasionally, I get a little frustrated. And I think the good thing about having a YouTube channel is I can just come on here and talk about these things. And hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully there's something that comes out of this. I don't really know what it is. I'm just going to kind of talk and we'll see where things go. And then just because, again, this is a channel about cards, at the end, I'm going to show some cards because why not? And this is on the topic that I know that a lot of people are frustrated by it. People don't like to hear it, so I apologize, but this is about grading. And this is specifically about PSA. And there's been a lot of content recently and a lot of things said about PSA versus SGC and issues with PSA. And I just kind of wanted to come on and give my own thoughts because I've had some issues that have cropped up recently that have frustrated me that I want to talk it through. And I want to hear what you have to say in the comments. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff. So I really got heavily back into sports card collecting starting in 2022 when I started opening packs on my personal Instagram channel. And then we started this channel in 2023. And that was around the time, in mid-2023. That was around the time that I first kind of started getting back into grading cards. And I sent my first submission to PSA in like May of 2023. And then as time went on, I joined up with the collectors club with PSA. And so I was able to, send stuff in for a little bit less money. But then I really did kind of start sending stuff to SGC later in 2023. And then over the course of 2023 into 2024, I did not send as much stuff to PSA. And then I got very frustrated I believe it was midway through last year when PSA announced that they were going to jack up the yearly price of Collectors Club. Why? Who knows why? They grade more cards than anybody, but still they felt like they needed to jack up the price of the Collectors Club. So I did not renew my membership. I understand that there was like a Black Friday deal where you could get back into it and it would cost less money, but I didn't bother with that. Just to be clear, with SGC, there's no membership, nothing. You can, I believe, pay more to have your card turned around faster, but it's like $15 per card no matter what. And then PSA earlier this year raised the price for for grading basically all of their cards, even if you're not in the Collectors Club. So again, it's a business and they got to make money, but I just thought that was unfortunate. It was unfortunate timing. So what I couldn't really help and what I couldn't really avoid was when I decided last year that I wanted to grade a ticket stub from my childhood collection, and that was the Patriots game in 2001 where Tom Brady first came. It wasn't his debut, but it was where he took over for Drew Bledsoe. Bledsoe got hit, and I was at that game with my stepfather, and I saved the ticket stub for years. And I realized last year that ticket stub has some value. I'm probably not going to hang on to it. I'm probably going to sell it or trade it and use the money towards something I really want. So I sent that, and I'm going to put up right here the current screenshot of what is in the PSA app for the ticket stub. Now, I don't believe that I believe PSA is pretty much the only place you could send ticket stubs. I don't know that SGC grades ticket stubs. People can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that they do. And there's other places you could send ticket stubs to get graded, but PSA is really the one. If I want to sell it, if I want to realize value from that, I have to send it to PSA. That was just my opinion. As you can see, I submitted it in November. Now, all along, it has said that the estimated arrival, the estimated completion was April 14th, which that is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, how does it take that long to turn things around? Again, this is the number one place that people send sports cards and memorabilia things to get graded. Number one place. They dwarf SGC. They dwarf Beckett. They dwarf CGC. They dwarf all of them. You can go on GemRate and look and see how much stuff they grade. And they're making money. You can't tell me that they're not making money hand over fist. Especially with these relationships that they have with like eBay and Fanatics. And those are things I'll get into. And a lot of those are really great things, especially for collectors. But it's going to really take them 5 whole months to grade one ticket stub? That's fine. It's fine that let's just like leave that aside. The fact that it's going to take 5 months to grade to get this back. The thing that's really frustrating to me is you can see that it got shipped out, it was accepted, it was processed, and then from my standpoint as somebody that would submit these things to grade, I would expect that the research and grading would be the part that takes the longest. Because there's actual investigation and inspection and quality check and so all that stuff that has to happen. Like, I can understand if that takes a long time. What you don't see up here is that it says that the item was graded, and it was graded. It was graded. I don't have the exact date, but it was sometime around Christmas. It was sometime around near the end of December. And I was excited because I thought that meant I was going to get it back a lot faster. And there have definitely been times where I've submitted stuff to PSA and they have beat the turnaround time by quite a bit. So this has been sitting in this status of in assembly. Now, today I'm recording this on March 1st. It's been over 2 months that it has been in assembly. Over 2 months. The part where where they've decided what the grade is. They already know what the grade is. They won't tell me. I can't find out what the grade is. So I can't plan for how much I should sell it for or what I can get for it in a trade and make those plans. They can't tell me. Why? I don't know. They're just gatekeeping that information from me, my item that I sent to them. The part that I would think would take the least amount of time, which is literally taking the item, putting it in the slab, and putting the label in the slab, has taken over 2 months. Now, my guess is that they don't staff the ticket, grading because it's going to come in a bigger slab than a card slab. My guess is that they don't, they're not. They maybe don't have the same staff for that as they. And again, I'm coming at this with not having all the information of how grading works. I'm just talking about this from my standpoint as a consumer. That this is really frustrating. It does now seem like I probably will get this ticket stub back in mid-April, which is what they originally said. Good for and good on them if they beat it, or good on them. But it shouldn't. It's ridiculous that we pay all of this money to the quote-unquote leader in grading, and they take this long to turn a ticket stub around, and that they graded it after it had only been there for probably about 6 weeks, or not even 2 months, maybe 6 or 7 weeks. It was graded, and the part that's taken so long has been the actual just putting it in the slab. It's just, I don't understand. I don't understand why we put up with this. And then I wanted to also put up something as well here. So PSA updated their app, and it looks great. They did a great job with it. That seems to be maybe what they're spending all their money on is having a great app, and it's a great experience. Again, you can just scan the card and you can submit it through the app, and I think that's great. But I notice what it said. I had to take a screenshot of this when I was updating the app in the Apple App Store. Notice how they describe the app: PSA, TCG, and sports cards. TCG and sports cards. Kind of speaks for itself where their priorities are, right? I'm not trying to knock TCG or anything like that, but it's just very obvious that PSA, they just want your money. That's it. And I'm not saying that these other companies don't want your money, but like they do not cater to they have made it very clear where they want their money to come from. They do not cater, but just based off of that, they don't care about sports card collectors. They don't care about vintage collectors at all. A lot was made recently about them changing their grading standards, and the fact that they in the dark of night, without telling anybody, without making a big deal about it, they changed their grading standard for a PSA 10 from it could have 60-40 centering to 55-45 centering. They made it tougher to get a 10. And Greg, my friend from Midlife Cards, did a whole video of some of the other grading changes that they made at other levels too. But the big one, the one that is most important, is the change from PSA going from 60-40 to 55-45 on the centering. Basically, in order to get a 10, the graders now have apparently they've been instructed that instead of allowing a card to get a 10 if it has 60-40 centering, that has gotten tightened to now the guidance is 55-45. Now I know there's caveats to that, and it's just it's guidance. It's not necessarily hard and fast. It was never necessarily hard and fast. But I just think it was a very cynical move by PSA in general. Not only does it sort of change the value of the cards, of all of the cards that have been graded by PSA since then. Now it's the question of if you were to crack it and slab it, what would it get? I think that it was very cynical in that they obviously, again, they cater to the collector that's going for the 10, that's going for the gem mint 10s. That's what they care about. That's their bread and butter. The people, and it's not the vintage collectors. It's not, and again, I hate to do the sort of pitting modern versus vintage collectors against each other. I collect a lot of modern. You've seen it a lot on the channel. I'm going to show some modern cards here. I love them both, and I'm looking for it. I need to rip some 2025 Topps series 1. I haven't done it yet. No, I'm going to get some at some point here and rip it on the channel because I love cards. I love cards from every era. But the PSA has catered to the modern collector, and I think that the move to go to the 55-45 on the centering is a very cynical attempt to try to encourage people to crack and resub more often. Again, I think that a lot of PSA's business model is based off of the cracking and resubbing. If you don't get a 10, try again. And how do we know? How do we know that PSA isn't superficially telling their graders to grade things more difficultly, to be harsher on grades? Knowing that so many collectors, especially the modern ones, are just going to crack and resub. That feels like their whole business model to me. Is let's make the grading harder so that more people will crack and resub their stuff, so we can make more money. So we can double, triple, quadruple charge them 4 different times for sending in the same cards. It felt very cynical that they did that. But to me, the answer is just send your money and give your money elsewhere. Now, I know it all goes in the same pocket ultimately, but this is why I've stopped grading with PSA, because it's so very cynical. And my hope is that SGC, as it's under the collector's umbrella, continues to do what they do, which is great customer service, quick turnaround times, cards in beautiful slabs, very fair and consistent grading. But they're part of collectors now. Now, how long is that going to keep up? I don't know. But my money is going to go to SGC to grade things. Anyway, I've talked for long enough, almost 15 minutes, so let's look at some cards. Let's look at some cards in PSA slabs then, because ultimately, again, this is about the cards. You've probably seen some of these on the channel. They're just kind of random cool cards. This is I pulled this out of a pack. This is a 1980 Topps Magic Johnson rookie. Obviously, there's the famous card of Magic with Dr. J and Larry Bird. This is the one with Ron Boone and John Long. I pulled this out of a pack. I bought, I think that it's probably easy to assume that most packs of 1980 Topps have probably been tampered with. But this one, maybe it was, but it still had a Magic Johnson rookie card in it. And this was in one of my initial PSA orders, and it came back a 6. So I've hung on to this. That's a cool one. Speaking of Larry Bird, this is second year card technically. He had 2 cards in this set. They're sort of the more famous one of the straight on one, and then this is super action card. Love this one of Larry Legend. Speaking of Boston Legends, here's Ray Bork, one of my favorite players as a kid. This card is nothing too special, but I just decided to get this one graded. An 86 O-Pee-Chee is a nice one. I have a bunch of cards in PSA slabs of players that these are sort of in anticipation of them getting in the Hall of Fame and me being able to add their rookie cards to my Hall of Fame rookie PC. And here's a Miguel Cabrera 2003 Stadium Club swinging. It's just a 7. I was pretty disappointed in this grade, but anyway. Here's one. This is a cool one. I love this set. This is really cool. This is a Justin Verlander 2006 52 Topps 52. Verlander in the style of the 52 Topps card. And a 9. This is a great one. This will definitely be the one that moves into the Hall of Fame rookie PC when his career is over and he gets in the Hall of Fame 5 years later. He is, of course, continuing to pitch. It's with the Giants this year, as he tries to be almost certainly the last pitcher ever to get to 300 wins. And he has a shot to do it. He's going to have to pitch for a little while longer. Speaking of great pitchers, is Verlander's multiple-time teammate Max Scherzer. This is from when he was still in college at Missouri. 2007 Donruss Elite in an 8. This was one I got graded. It's a cool one. This one was in an order, one of my last ones that I sent in, and you may remember this card. I bought this like raw at a card show. This Bryce Harper rookie, the 2011 Bowman Chrome. That is not a real signature, by the way. And it got a 10. So I want to say maybe this is probably worth like I'd have to look and see. Last I checked, it was like $100 to $125 card. And again, and I certainly suspect he will, when he gets in the Hall of Fame, this will be the card that goes in my Hall of Fame PC. I fully expect he will. Here's one of my favorite cards, and I showed this, I think, in my top 50 video, and that's my 2021 Leaf in Trinity Tristan Casas autograph that I had. Dual authenticated. Card was graded an 8. It's in this kind of like thick slab, which I think is cool, but numbered to 75. Love that one. And then here's a couple of cards from my childhood collection that I may have shown previously. These were sendaways for autograph cards from Nabisco. So I have 2 of them here. PSA did not grade. There was 3 that I sent in, and PSA did not grade one of them. This is the 93 Nabisco All-Star Ernie Banks autograph. Again, as a kid, 1993, I sent away for this. And this was one of the great cards in my collection as a kid. And then I had 2 from 94 that I sent in. One did not get graded. They elected to say that they could not authenticate it. But there's Jim Palmer, 94 Nabisco, the 7, and the authentic auto. And there you go. But like I said, I got another one. It was Duke Snider. I sent it in, but they could not. They couldn't authenticate the auto. I don't know why. It's weird, but I definitely sent away with it. And I have the COAs for both of them somewhere. But anyway, I wanted to try to make sure that we spent some time looking at some cool cards and celebrating them. Because again, at the end of the day, it is all about the cards. But I want PSA to be better. I want them to care about the customer a little bit more. And I just don't think that they do. But all right, that's enough for me today. Thanks very much for watching. Please check out our where you can follow us on all social media channels. Check out our ComC store. Check out the list of favorite nonprofits and charities. And please subscribe to Wax Pack Wisdom if you're not. We're going to do a really cool giveaway once we get to 1,000 subscribers, and we're about 220 away. So please subscribe if you have not. Thank you very much for watching Wax Pack Wisdom, and we'll see you next time. Take care.